to the stupid question. And what color eggs do peacocks lay? 215-263 WMMR. I'll go to Sarah, see if we can get the answer. Hey, Sarah, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Sarah. Do you know the answer?
It's like a light pale brown.
Nope, that's incorrect. Thank you, though. All right. Let me go to Ryan. Hey, Ryan, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. Ryan, what color eggs do peacocks lay?
Pink.
Pink. No, incorrect. We will go to Eddie.
I don't know what you're doing.
Next, hey, Eddie, good morning.
Okay.
I am sick of these monkey fighting. Monkey.
Yeah, whatever.
On this Monday to Friday plane.
The Monday to Friday play. All right, Eddie, what color eggs do peacocks lay?
They don't lay eggs?
Thank you. Trick question. Peahens lay eggs. Eddie, thank you for picking up on that. We're going to give you a $50 Metro Diner gift card. You can get hooked up every Friday and enjoy the gold standard in fish and chips at Metro Diner, including their newest fried shrimp and fried seafood platter, available for dine-in, pick up, or order online at metrodiner.com. All right, so what do we do? Number one movie was Lost City at the box office. So I had to go through the rest of those. There's so much to talk about with what happened at the Oscars last night. Should we dive right into the Will Smith thing and then maybe go through the winners?
Well, here's the deal.
Because we're gonna talk at length more about Will Smith.
Let's talk Oscars
and
first.
Chris
go
Rock.
through the actual Oscars and then move from Chris Rock, because I know there's also a conversation along with that you want to get to.
Correct, and I think we're gonna have to do that later on.
I think we're gonna have to.
Yeah. So what do you want to cover here first?
All right. So if you want to go down the list of the moments, we have a lot of clips. We could go through the Oscars and if you want to listen, flip a coin.
Here's what I'll do.
They're all big, for Christ's sake.
Here's what I'll do. We'll touch on the Will Smith thing real quick here.
Yeah.
In case you missed out on it, we're going to talk about the rest of the Oscars. Then when we break and come back, we got to get more deep into
just too much.
The whole Will Smith thing. So real
Everybody's
quick,
talking about it.
We'll play some of the audio of what happened. It was for the presentation of the best documentary film, and it was Chris Rock that was doing the some jokes beforehand. He makes a comment to Jada Pinkett Smith, and I'll play that for you.
So he's doing a little bit of a monologue. He's doing a little bit of stand up. He's joking and had joked about Javier Bardem and a few other people, and everyone was enjoying it. It was going along rather nicely.
Yeah. So let me get
He's
up.
good at what he does.
To this part where that was 2016.
Yeah, no, this is it. I had it.
This is bleeped. This is when he gets up and smacks him. Okay, let's just play it and see what we have.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So she has a really, really tight, all the way down, shaved down hairdo. And that's the reference. He's just making a joke about that. And
she didn't like it either. You could see it on her face.
She rolled her eyes.
Yeah,
you
she
heard
did.
the audience laugh, though.
Mm-hmm. But he was smiling. Will Smith was smiling.
Yes.
He was smiling.
Up until that point.
And I think he saw her, and that's when things changed. And then he walked up on stage, and he smacks Chris Rock a full-on
Audibly.
hard whap.
Audibly.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here.
And then Will starts walking up, and then you hear Chris comment.
Oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
Rewind it a little bit.
Sure, yep.
I'm out here. Oh, Richard. Oh, wow.
That was it right there. Bang.
Wow.
So the hand is cocked back at a distance. He's about, I'd say, about more than 60% back, swings and connects.
Yep.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
And at this point, people thought at that point that it might have been a setup, a fake movie slap, that he didn't really hit him. And so he comes back, and then he starts yelling, get my wife's name out of your effing mouth. And people still laugh. And when he does it a second time, even louder, that's when people are like, okay, this is not a joke.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out for.
Yeah, and he's shaken after that, obviously.
Yeah, but he managed to. He could have just walked off and said, "Why did no one?"
He kept going.
I was just attacked.
Yeah.
You know, why is nobody doing anything?
Yeah.
But he stayed up and completed the thing. And Smith's sitting in the seat, and he proceeds. But he got back on course. I mean, he's obviously trained to handle hecklers, but probably not a smack in the face.
Smack in the face. Yeah, that's a lot. So let me ask: do the comedians write their own jokes? Like, did Chris Rock write that joke?
I'm sure they let.
so.
Yeah, he probably
They would let a Chris Rock. They would review it, right?
Yeah. And a guy like Chris Rock, a seasoned veteran, is going to do his own material. I would think.
Fine.
I will
All right.
also bet that Chris Rock is unaware that she has alopecia.
Right.
I can't imagine you would get up in front of an Oscar audience and make fun of someone for having an autoimmune disease.
Right. Yeah.
I can't believe I actually witnessed this, but I had no idea that I witnessed it because everything had cut out.
Well, yes.
Yeah, Case didn't know it had happened.
So over for example, we have the Japanese feed. The Japanese audience heard everything intact.
Right.
And around the world where it wasn't, because I saw a Case live when Will Smith got back to his seat. He mouths. You can see he's yelling. That's cut out.
Yeah.
And then everything else, they cut to sort of like a sort of a staccato shot of Chris Rock that replayed once.
Right.
I think it was their delay, whatever their delay mechanism was.
So did you see because here's the deal. I'm watching. The audio completely cuts out.
Right.
And as the audio cuts out, I just kind of like stop paying attention.
The slap was caught and was televised live.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the meat. That's the big stuff. That's what happened. That's what we're going to talk about, and we're going to get into that.
Nothing much.
Not much.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna get into that a little bit later on. I want to go through the awards, and that's probably going to take up all of our entertainment report. To be honest,
But you've got to know. Here, I'll tell you what. Amy Schumer comes out later on Preston. I don't know if you saw it, but she had a Spider-Man costume on.
Yeah.
Earlier on, she comes out and she goes, "What did I miss?"
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
She was good.
She was really good.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. So anyhow, outside of that, which I said we're gonna chat at length about here in a little bit, some awards were handed out. So we can go through.
Yes, there were
some of that.
It was
stuff.
actually overall, I thought, kind of a decent thing. They were because of the layout of the set. They were quicker to the stage. Things were moving a little bit faster than I thought. They were keeping on track.
You're right. Happy. They did get up to the stage quickly when they won.
Yeah,
which was good. So let me go through some of the awards because big winners last night were Coda. And Dune, as far as taking home a number of trophies. In fact, Coda won all three of its nominations: Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actor, which went to Troy Kotsur. And out of 10 nods, Dune took home 6 of them, and they're mostly for visual effects and cinematography and sound and things like that.
And did Dune win for? No, it didn't win for any screenplay adaptation. No, okay.
So let me go through. This was in no particular order. These were the awards that were won. Best Picture went to Coda, which I was very happy about. That was my, we were talking about actually having seen a few of the movies this time around and having a vested interest in it.
It makes it a lot more
and
fun.
I've watched the movie multiple times, so I was happy about that. Actor in a leading role went to Will Smith, and in a little while we'll play. I guess we can play some of the acceptance speech because he apologizes, but he doesn't apologize to Chris Rock.
No.
That's what I was wondering because they say that he apologizes, but
not to Chris. He apologized to the Academy, to his fellow nominees, and things like that.
And the reason, and I think he was starting to become aware that there is this thing that the Academy has adopted, a zero violence tolerance policy.
They might
zero.
take it away from him.
And it was a like from born of the Me Too generation. Anyone had a history of that, or later on they were going to. So it happened live, and he goes in and it's a lengthy speech. And Preston's right though. He's apologizing to everyone but Chris Rock.
There we go.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family.
Oh, and by the way, that's him justifying what he did as well, defending his family.
In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world.
Beat up Chris Rocks.
And what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
Whatever. You can't control your own emotions.
It's like, I want to be a vessel for love. I want to say thank you to Venus.
It's not resonating.
No.
It's especially, you have so many things going on here. The audience that laughed at that joke, they all laughed when he said, they're there and they're like, be a vessel of love. Well, we just saw that.
Yeah, which part of the speech was written before the slap, and which part was adapted to when he actually had to go up and accept the award?
Well, I know we're going to talk about it later, but I think a huge part of this is women that lose their hair, and I think maybe he was smiling at first and then realized how upset his wife is.
Yeah.
Like a woman losing her hair is it's more devastating than people think.
No, absolutely. And again, I say I would be. Listen, I don't know the specifics of this, but I find it hard to believe that Chris Rock knew that he had. That
right.
She had
and listen, I don't think it warrants him walking up and slapping somebody in the face. No way. I'm just saying that that's where it's coming out.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Will Smith is a vessel for love.
Of love.
Right.
And Serena, I just spit. I hope they didn't see that on TV.
No, they did.
Well,
I want to say thank you
Pause
to
for a second.
Venus and Serena and the entire.
they're both for the family's there. So everything that has happened, this movie that honors their father, and they're the executive producers of the movie. They wanted his story told. That's now just been
overshadowed.
No.
Yeah.
Williams family for entrusting me with your story. That's what I want to do. I want to be an ambassador of that kind of love and care and concern. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees.
Yep, but not Chris Rock.
not Chris
okay.
Rock.
I will begin that ambassadorship tomorrow.
Actress in a leading role went to Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye,
Which
was
honestly is
excellent.
a solid performance. I thought they're I haven't seen all of them, but it was a really good performance. I don't know, but hey, good for her.
Yeah, she was great. Animated feature film went to Encanto, which my daughter had to have been delighted by.
I have to see it now. Where'd you fall on it?
I lost where the story was going while I was watching it at the time, and I didn't love it as much. I didn't dislike it or anything like that, but my daughter just absolutely loved it. But the music is great in it. It's visually, it's beautiful.
We have clips. I don't know if at any point you want to play, but they actually did perform the live version of the song that makes you cry.
I know. I was getting ready to go to bed, and my daughter's like, it's your favorite song. Come here. So I went and watched it, and sure enough, I got choked up while they were playing this.
I love it.
Yeah, okay.
Boy.
Okay.
Sorry.
There's so much to this.
There's a lot to unpack here. Oh, okay.
We're going to come back to it.
Yes, all right, yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let me get through this.
We still have 44,000.
Swear to God, I'll
clips.
punch you in the face. Swear to God. No.
Oh, we should do that.
Stop throwing the entertainment break out your mouth.
We should try and come up with the one time where we wanted to punch each other in the face the most.
Okay. All right. Maybe we can do that at some point. All right.
I think I have an idea for you.
Okay. Anyway.
Bowling?
No,
we
we
have-
have when he
listen,
wanted to punch me.
before
I know what it is.
We have a warehouse full of stuff. We need to get to that first.
This is when you hit me in the mouth of the microphone.
It was an accident.
Oh, wait, he is.
Oh my God! At the same.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
It's too much. Too much.
time. All right. Best cinematography went to Dune, which is wonderful. It could have gone for Power of the Dog too, because that cinematically was gorgeous. But directing went to Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog.
Yes.
And to be honest, I saw both that and Coda, and I'm glad that The Power of the Dog didn't win Best Picture. It was an interesting film, certainly.
As a director, when she's showing that dog training.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And
But the movie didn't leave me with as much joy and entertainment as Coda did.
So they acknowledge, and we do have, I don't know how many clips you want to get to, but there was a point, and it's not actually contained in the clips, but Wanda Sykes says, I've started watching.
Oh, yeah.
For the third time. I'm halfway through it.
Yeah, I'm halfway through it.
It's not in the clips, though. We have a whole bunch of other stuff.
So documentary feature went to Summer of Soul. That's Questlove's doc.
How cool was that?
Excellent. Good for him.
We haven't accepted. Do you want to play the clips here or move on?
Let's, no, if we're going to play the clips, we should play them now.
Okay.
So, yeah, here's Questlove. This is a Philly guy who did us proud last night instead of punching
By the way,
someone.
the movie's fantastic. When you get a chance to see it, he's great.
The story of the Harlem Cultural Festival should have been something that my beautiful mother, my dad, should have taken me to when I was 5 years old. And this is such a stunning moment for me right now. But this is not about me. This is about marginalized people in Harlem that needed to heal from pain. And just know that in 2022, this is not just a 1969 story about marginalized people in Harlem. This is a story of I'm sorry, I'm just overwhelmed right now. Look, I'm going to get myself together, and I'll thank everyone proper when I get off stage. But on behalf of Hulu and Searchlight and Onyx, the beautiful women of Onyx, and Concordia and Play Action and Vulcan and Radical Media, and on behalf of Joseph and I'm so happy right now. I could cry.
He's the sweetest guy. We've had him here in the studio before.
He
and
really
I'm
broke down.
So happy for him.
When he was mentioning his drum off with you here.
Yeah, I'm sure he got
in the studio.
Oh, we didn't get that?
No, we did. They played the music.
But the moment that most defined me as an individual was on the Preston Seat radio show. Got to drum with Preston.
Yeah. It was a special moment for all of us, actually. All right. So besides that, original song went
Take
to
Preston's name out your mouth.
It was a joke.
Best original song went to Billie Eilish and Phineas for "No Time to Die" from the Bond film. So they got
That's huge. And
it's a huge
they're
award.
both big Bond fans.
Yeah.
So for them, imagine you write a Bond song and it wins for best song of the year.
And Steve, what'd you think of the Bond compilation?
It was excellent. So
Yeah.
they did a couple things throughout the night. They did that. They had various reunions, like a Pulp Fiction reunion and
White Men Can't Jump.
and Godfather.
odd.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That was fun.
I like the fact that they did the McCartney song for
Yes.
for Bond.
Yeah.
Live and Let Die.
That
yeah.
was really cool.
Actor in a supporting role went to Troy Kotzer for Coda.
So
And
everyone's raving about him. I've not seen the movie.
It's excellent.
But he seems very dynamic. We have the translator acceptance, if you'd like to play.
Yeah, let's play that because it was really sweet. Here we go.
This is amazing to be here on this journey. I cannot believe I'm here. Thank you so much to all the members of the Academy for recognizing my work.
Pause for a second if you can.
It's really amazing that
When he goes up, he's handed the award and he wants to give his speech. So he's holding the award. And the presenter, I'll take that because I know you need your hands
Right.
to
Wow.
talk. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
it's really amazing that our film Coda has reached out worldwide. It even reached all the way to the White House. And they invited the cast to Coda to visit and have a tour of the White House. And we met our president, Joe, and Dr. Jill. And I was planning on teaching them some dirty sign language, but Marlee Matlin told me to behave myself. So don't worry, Marlee. I won't drop any F-bombs in my speech today. Instead, I really want to thank all of the wonderful deaf theater stages where I was allowed and given the opportunity to develop my craft as an actor. Thank you.
If you stop and think about it, option-wise, you're not going to get many movies that are going to come along. Like Children of a Lesser God was one. Where you can do this. It's just because it's not going to be something that's going to work. But theater provides that opportunity if you're a deaf person who signs to go, and that's where they're thriving. There's apparently a big deaf theater community.
Yeah, and in Los Angeles, there's a big one. There's a little bit.
I read one of Spielberg's books recently, and he said that the best director, the definition of the best director was a skilled communicator. Sean Hayter, you are the best communicator.
I want to learn sign language, but
I do too.
I know I'd forget it because I would never employ it that much.
Yeah. So he won. That was huge, and that whole cast could have won. Everybody in it. Yeah. When you get a chance,
I got to see it.
When you see it, let me know because I want to get your. There's a scene where he's describing having it turns out he's got jock itch, and I was reading about it this morning, and he had ad-libbed that part of the film, and apparently he did it a different way each time, and the cast was just dying laughing while he was doing it. So, yeah, you got to see that scene. Actress in a supporting role went to Ariana DeBose for West Side Story.
We have a little bit of hers.
All
if you
right,
want.
let's play a little bit of that.
Hang on 1 second. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, my word. You know what? What is this? You know what? Now you see why that Anita says, I want to be an America, because even in this weary world that we live in, dreams do come true. And that's really a heartening thing right now. If I took the time to say thank you to every single beautiful person who has lifted me up on this stage, you fine people would be sitting here until next Oscars. So I'm not going to do that, but just allow me to say that it was the summer of a lifetime, and I am the most privileged and grateful to have spent it with all of you. My God, thank you, Steven Spielberg. You're stuck with me now. Yay. Thank you, Christy McCosco Krieger and Tony Kushner, and the divine inspiration that is Rita Moreno. You are staring at me right now. And I'm so grateful. Your Anita paved the way for tons of Anitas like me. And I love you so much. I'm going to wrap this up and talk about my family. My mother, who is here tonight. Mama. I love you with my whole heart, and this is as much yours as it is mine. Some of my tribesmen, my family, my love, Sue, Jonathan, Diana, Anthony Calamita. I couldn't do what I do without each and every one of you.
And she went on to say that she's out and gay, and that the arts gave her a wonderful place to be and thrive.
She's like everything.
Very, very
She's
sweet.
She says her story was, when she explained it, it was very touching.
Yeah. And then original screenplay went to Belfast, and Kenneth Branagh won that. So that's excellent.
And again, cool. His speech was great. You see Belfast, and I'll see Coda, because I definitely want to see it.
Yeah,
I think you'll find a lot of the same stuff going on there.
All right. So, yeah, that's all we're going to have time for, because it's already like,
That's good.
8 minutes after 7, and we have just kind of scratched the surface on all of this. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Will Smith thing from last night. But the Oscars, certainly an interesting broadcast last night.
You know what I think also that they did and I would like to see them continue doing it, because I have had no place for the Oscars for quite a while. They adopted kind of a Golden Globes setup.
Right.
The people who are receiving or are nominated are at tables.
Yeah.
I think that made it move a lot quicker.
Yep, I think so too. All right, so we got to do clips real quick. Caleb Laundrie Jones has played many serious roles, including his most recent as a mass shooter in the film Nitram. And in this clip, he explains why he portrays these roles.
I'm really just looking to work with great people, great artists that I am influenced by, that do something in me that I can trust.
Yeah. He sounds really excited, doesn't he? That's a Johnny Depp type delivery for sure.
Johnny Depp looked like Rip Taylor.
Nitram streams on AMC Plus this Wednesday. Here's the next clip. Jared Leto stars in the new Marvel film Morbius. And in this clip, Leto explains his thoughts on the Marvel villain.
Morbius is a humble dude. He's not like, he uses his brains to search for a cure for a really rare disease and develops artificial blood. And he's essentially a good guy, but he gets put in this, place where he's got to battle good and evil and kind of fight the primal self.
Morbius will premiere on Friday exclusively in theaters. All right, so we're going to break. We're going to come back in a moment. Also, besides the whole Oscars fiasco and everything that went on last night, we lost a great musician over the weekend, Taylor Hawkins, of course.
Devastating.
Aware of that, and that was just out of nowhere. There's some more details surfacing on his untimely death. But we are going to do a couple of things. We are going to suspend the March Madness today. And we will get back to that again tomorrow. But we're also here on our show. We're going to play nothing but Foo Fighters music this morning. And obviously, we're going to talk about that some too. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment on this Monday morning together. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
What's new? Glad you asked. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Sartorial choices.
Yes.
These are clothes?
Clothing, yes.
Okay, sartorial.
It's what she likes to eat at the food court.
Oh, okay. No. Frequently give fans a double take, generally for their stunning elegance. But some are wagging their fingers at the Duchess of Sussex for the skirt that she chose to wear on the final day of her royal tour of New Zealand, Fiji, and so on.
It was a full cooter shot.
Well,
it was up above her waist.
No, it wasn't. She paired a stunning royal blue Givenchy sweater with a sheer blue pleated skirt. So there was some see-through to it.
Well, you know what? She has.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. But she has had a higher than they usually like the skirts worn with members of the royal family, but nothing outlandish. Whenever she's out, but she still looks elegant,
You can see the shape of her panties.
Yes. I mean, that's a little
Does
sheer.
it matter that there are sexy photos of her on the internet to the royal family, do you think? Because, when she did Suits and she did some modeling
There's a whole
stuff,
bunch of it.
Yeah.
And Nick, she had actually just done one prior to this whole...
To meeting Prince Harry?
Yes, and it's excellent.
And the whole family received a portfolio of all of this stuff and said, here's what we're dealing with.
She's a beautiful woman.
If you need me, I'm going to be reviewing these photographs in my chamber.
How long is that going to take?
Wappa. Fwap.
That's it.
The fappening.
Wappa.
By the way,
that's the royal family version of fap.
Why does this all have to rest on her shoulders? Like, why doesn't she have people looking at her going, yo, dude, I can see your panties?
But she makes the final choice.
Yo, dude, I can see your panties.
By the way, Shake Shack,
yep,
love their burgers, but I might as well eat them while I'm sitting on the toilet because that's how quickly they go through me.
Just for some particular reason?
Yeah.
Do you get the special sauce?
Dude, so...
He makes the special sauce.
I literally ate it one time, and I was driving home. I ate it by Helium. There's one right there.
Oh, no.
And I ate it.
Oh, no.
And I had to race... Oh my God! I'm trying to get home. I was trying to get home.
Yeah.
And it was late. It was probably like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
I can make it.
And by the time I got to about Route 1 on 76, I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it. So let me get to the radio station. Quick.
Oh.
Stat, right?
Yeah.
Got to the radio station. Couldn't make it to the fourth floor. I had to dump by it outside next to the...
Dude, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did you take a dump?
You crapped outside of the building?
I had to.
How long ago was this?
This morning.
God.
Kathy,
I
it was either that or in my pants. What do I do?
Sometimes I don't know.
Right? So I had to do it next to the... so
couldn't you at least pick a competing station?
Yeah. Well, no.
I mean, and also just so open to tell the story. It's amazing.
Oh, not right away. I had to wait a couple of years before the security footage was deleted. You know? What I'm saying, Kath?
More FM's right over there.
Right.
Well,
Q102 is right down the street.
Q102 is down the street. He crapped there.
Oh my God.
The story does get a little bit better.
Funny.
How?
How could it?
Ow.
But could you have imagined had he been stopped at another radio station simply because it was an emergency?
Yes.
Right.
Local broadcaster in a clear attempt.
Like a superintendent of a school.
Right, exactly.
Right?
He would have been raised to heroic levels here.
Now, how does the story get better?
Oh, man. I think I'm just going to end it there.
Well, no. You started down the path.
Just say it quietly so we can't hear it.
Just whisper it.
They're not listening.
So,
Yeah.
So I had to
smeared it on someone's car.
I had to leave it there in the grass.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it with me.
Right.
Oh, you didn't want to take it with you?
No. I couldn't. So what
You
ended
take
up...
your dog for a walk.
So,
I left it there.
All right, so a little bit did end up in my underpants. So I had
that was just like a bingo.
So I had to luckily I had nobody can hear this, right?
Right, no, we're good.
So luckily I had all these T-shirts in the back of my car.
Did you fashion a makeshift underwear?
I literally wore a pink T-shirt as underwear on the drive home. Oh no, it gets better. Okay, so then I'm on my way home and I'm thinking, there is like T-shirts and poop and all this stuff next to the building. All right, so I can't. Like if security goes and they see that on Monday, they're gonna go, well, who pooped here?
And look at security.
And they're gonna look at security and they're gonna see me like all ashamed, crouching next to my car. So on Monday, I came back to work with a giant trash bag and I had to like collect it all.
Oh my God.
And then throw it in the dumpster.
So he cleaned his spot.
Yeah, I cleaned my spot.
hate you.
I hate me too, Kathy. When I got home,
And this was all because of what?
freaking Shake
Guys.
Shack.
Oh, Shake Shack.
No, not Five Guys. Don't you talk
They're
bad about-
fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Where in the building was it?
On the over
By
at
the
the
loading docks. Well, you unloaded.
Yeah,
Wait,
I had to go. What's that?
Why didn't you come inside?
He couldn't get in.
I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I do believe me. I'm not.
don't.
This is not a proud moment here, Kathy.
Yeah.
Though you would assume it could have been a proud moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad you came back, and that's noble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't necessarily noble. It was self-preservation.
The last thing you wanted is that footage to end up. But what's worse, the footage of you doing it or the footage of you collecting it back up in the bag?
They watched both and they were like, okay,
Yeah,
well, he came back and cleaned.
You know, we'll erase this.
All right, so you should eat your hamburger upside down.
on the toilet.
That's what we got.
That's all. That's all I noticed. I didn't. There's
That's it.
I can't top that.
No, it ends there.
I will not be able
Like
to.
a derailing train.
Right.
So nobody heard that, right?
Nobody heard that. People magazine is named its 2018 Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah.
And it is Idris Elba.
Kathy?
The British actor says the honor has given him a boost of self-confidence.
What do you think? Are you an Idris Elba fan?
Pull up a picture.
Okay. You don't remember?
You don't know what he looks like?
No, I do, but like, let me just look at.
Let her drink him in.
I don't like. Is that the picture they use?
Let her take a sip of that chocolate
Yeah,
milk.
that's from people.com.
I don't love the picture that they use. I wish they used a different picture, but yeah, no, he's good looking for sure.
He was surprised after being crowned this year's winner. I was like, come on, no way, really? He told the magazine.
You guys.
He said, look. Here, there's the cover picture.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's like Lovey.
Well, like Lovey from Gilligan's Island?
No, like not where you would look at some of them and be like, oh my God, he's so hot. Like this guy's like, he probably would give you a good hug.
Part of it is his voice and his demeanor. He is planning a wedding with his fiancee Sabrina Dahor. No.
Yeah, well, I don't
Sabrina
know.
Dahor?
Dower.
Dahore?
Dahore.
Oh, you mean Dahor?
Dahor. It's all the same letters.
Who are you marrying? Sabrina. Oh, Dahor?
Dhowre.
No, not Dahor.
If you move the W to the beginning or in between the D and H, it looks like Dahor.
No, it's Dahor.
Dahor. Dahore.
No.
Anyhow, the actor has
I'm not marrying a whore.
16-year-old daughter named Isan and a 4-year-old son named Winston. What a great name.
Yeah, I almost
like
named my
that.
dog Winston.
From previous
Let him know.
relationships. Elba told people about his upbringing.
Yes, Idris. My name is Casey. I produce a show in the States. I almost named my dog Winston.
When you said let him know, I thought you were talking about let my dog know.
I did too. Come here, buddy.
Come here.
You're almost Winston.
Reggie, I almost named
dog. I don't understand what you're saying.
We began Wigapalooza.
I'm very excited.
If you just tuned in, we talked about this a while back. What would Steve look like with a head of realistic human hair and not goofy looking wigs? Actual hair. We want to see what Steve would look like with a realistic looking hairstyle.
These wigs are usually fitted to people's heads, so Steve's got a bigger head. I actually thought his head was a little bit smaller than that.
Should we bring him in?
Yes.
All right, let's have Steve come in and see what the actual. Wow!
Oh my God!
You haven't seen
You
it?
haven't? Kathy's got to have a mirror.
Get the big mirror from The Office.
Steve, you look better bald, man.
Casey, that does look good. You fixed the sides.
Yeah.
Do you know whose hair I immediately think of for some reason? Because
Oh, Jesus Christ.
he looks like Danny Briere's hair for some reason.
Wow,
Am I not wrong about that?
That's
Danny
absolutely
Briere,
right. Dude,
formerly of the Flyers.
No,
What? Who are you thinking of? Here, move your microphone over, Steve. So I can...
from bachelor party and
Zamed. Yeah.
Wow. Hey,
It's the profile that I love.
I guess you have to. Well, I look like a 60s pop star. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Anyhow.
This is one that's for the ladies.
Yeah.
It's what you call a panty dropper in the biz.
Yeah, Steve, we need a voice with that
That's right,
wig.
yeah.
What is that the voice?
I need
you
it.
think,
Yeah,
or-
I think that's kind of the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or kind of the voice.
The back looks good too, like
Does
the
the
neckline.
back look good?
Yeah, the neckline.
Yeah, the back looks real.
Am I making you wet, baby?
Looks totally real. Somebody says you look like Paul McCartney. Yeah.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody says Phil
I know.
Mickelson or Ralph Macchio.
Well, a little Ralph Macchio.
A little bit.
The Karate Kid on Hard Times.
And by the way, you'll need...
Hey, Mr. Miyagi, how are you?
You'll need
What the hell happened?
There you go. Yes, Steve's doing the dance moves. And we'll put...
I could walk you home.
Makes me feel fine. Oh, Steve. The hair. Oh, my God.
Summer breeze.
Nice.
Makes me feel fine.
Oh, you've got to watch the webcam. Steve is singing directly to you.
I thought that was beautiful, actually. I have to go pleasure myself.
Hi,
I'm
Bri-
so turned on.
All right, well, let's bring him in and see what we have next. Let's have Steve. He's been out of the studio when he gets... Okay. The color is better on this.
Yes.
I think you like...
I like the dark.
Hey, I'll help.
You look like a stock boy a little
Right,
bit.
yeah. I'll get that for you, Mr. Jones. What do you want me to do with the canoe?
Just put it in the back. Put it in the back.
I'll move that around for you, Mr. Jones. Hey, can I take lunch now?
Every wig has to have a voice.
Right, yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Wow.
My name's Toby. This is a Toby, right?
Yeah,
That's a Toby.
Yeah.
Toby.
Is that
Hi,
what
my
it's
name's
called?
Toby.
Is that what it's called? Seriously?
No.
Oh.
It's the Toby.
Oh, no?
Yeah. It intermatches with the Kunta Kinte.
Well, what was the last one? What should that have been? That was the Danny?
The Danny or the Ricky.
The Ricky.
I like the Ricky.
That was Ricky. With a song for you.
No, it's
Toby.
Toby. Hey,
Yeah.
Toby.
Hey, you need any yard work? You need help? Don, I'll do it. I'm 17.
Should we do a new wig next?
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
It's
we
the
only have
doctor wig.
an
We
hour.
only have two more left. Let's bring him in. Let's see Steve's third wig of the morning. Wow, man.
It is the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, and that's got that. That's
Why
got
my microphone turned off?
that's
All right, thank
real
you,
hair.
Kathy. That's what I meant to say. So a lot to unpack here, and we touched on some of it in our Oscars recap just a little while ago of Will Smith smacking Chris Rock live on television last night, smacking him hard. Let's play the clip again.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Just to reset the whole thing, because Chris was presenting Best Documentary, and he was taking a few cracks at some of the audience, which it's a roast type of atmosphere. It's what's done at the Oscars now. And he was making a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's short hair. I'll play the clip. Will Smith walks up, smacks him in the face. You probably have seen this by now. If you've but if you've just woken up, maybe you missed it. But this is the audio of that.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was greatest night in the history of television.
Wow. Okay, so a lot to get into as far as this goes, and the fact that that Will committed assault on another human being.
And if you want to not be seen committing assault on the stage during a live Oscars telecast, is the wrong way to go about it.
Right.
I mean, his emotions obviously got to him, and he probably wasn't thinking any of that. I wish they showed her, because they showed her first. No, at first, but then after.
Yeah, me too. I was curious about that too, because they zoomed in on him, on Will Smith's face. She was sitting next to him, but they didn't show her, and I didn't know how she would have reacted to him getting up and doing that. You know what I mean?
Well, they were seen leaving. They left the awards.
They went to a party.
Yeah, they went to a party.
They went to Vanity Fair party. They were. He was up. He was dancing around, and they were not addressing it. But the family was all there. They were all smiles. She was all smiles.
Do you think she said, like, do something about that? Or
I think he saw, as Preston posited earlier, that she rolled her eyes, and maybe it sank in for a second, because the audience laughed at that joke.
Yeah.
The audience, it was a good laugh.
Listen, I don't think that everybody knows that she has alopecia, which is, your hair falling out.
Yeah.
And so maybe Chris Rock didn't know that. I don't think he would have done that.
Why would you get up on a global stage and make fun of someone with an autoimmune disease?
So, as you can imagine, it's a reaction. And where do you go to for this? Something like this? You go to social media and see what people are posting about. And we know how lovely that can be. But it's split, because you have those who are saying, hey, he got up and he assaulted someone. And there are others who are saying that defending the honor is another way to look at this, too. So it's kind of split. I know. And Kathy's guys saw the look on your face. I'm the same way, too. I would think, especially in that environment, and Steve, you had said this, if you're going to get up and make a scene, you can walk up and say something.
My wife has alopecia. I'd appreciate it if
and
you
that was out of line.
Right.
You're out of line.
Right.
And I'm serious about this.
Right.
You could make a big scene, and we'd still be talking about that today.
Yeah, but he hit him.
Yeah. And that's crossing the line.
I think we saw a whole different side of Will Smith that, everybody, he's beloved, people love him. He's from Philly, and I think that we saw a whole different side. Now, he didn't punch him square in the face with a closed fist. He slapped him, still assaulting him.
It was a loud smack.
Oh, no, and listen, it was hard. It was completely, you can't do that. You can't hit somebody else. Come on. But what I said before was, and I think even if he yelled at him, keep your wife's name out of your, your effing mouth. Even if he yelled that, it still would have caused a scene, but you can't hit somebody.
He should have been escorted out of there.
Well, who intercedes? So what if someone in the audience had a gun? Or I mean, I know they have an extensive, pat-down procedure, and everyone's getting tested out the wazoo. If there was ever a time for his auntie to step in and move him out of the area, it was last night.
Yeah, there's security there, I'm sure of it. They have to have security all over the place. But, it's Will Smith.
And so when they walked to the side with Denzel Washington, was that after his speech, or was that when they went to commercial?
So they went to commercial after that, and then Denzel Washington and Bradley Cooper and Tyler Perry all got up and sort of went over to him and said, you can put it in check. The thing is that what I saw in the footage and the stills that were accumulated, there was no executive producer, no person who went over and said, "Well, you're going to need to leave now."
Right.
Because hang on, there's an account of that, Steve. So the producers were forced to decide how they were going to have to deal with it right away. So because he was still up for that award,
and it was in minutes.
Under normal circumstances, and this is according to the report that I'm reading, Smith would have almost certainly been removed by security guards and escorted out of the auditorium for the attack. But the slap came moments before the award for Best Actor was to be announced. Only 3 people in the building knew that Smith was going to win that prize, including the show's producer, Will Packer, and 2 accountants from Price Waterhouse Coopers, who oversees the tabulating the Oscars, so they knew who was going to win. Producers were therefore placed in an impossible situation as to how to deal with the assault. Smith's rep could be seen rushing to be by his side as the actor sat back down next to his wife, while the producer of the entire Oscar show, Packer, was also seen racing to Smith's table and said something to him.
Right.
We don't know what that was. The LAPD were also informed of what had occurred on the stage, but revealed later that no complaint had been filed. And I had a question about that. So if police see someone hitting someone else,
right?
What's the legal stand there? If they come in and I guess try to calm the situation down, and then they have to ask, "Hey, are you gonna
press charges?
Are you gonna press charges?" And then they just let it go.
There's only one individual who could press charges in this case. It would be Chris Rock.
If witnessing an assault, can there be a case? You know what I mean?
I think it's
You're
up to
breaking
them.
the law.
I think the police, if they choose to, they can file the charges. Even if Chris Rock didn't want to, I think they can still file the charges. I think most times that doesn't necessarily happen, because if the person who was assaulted is saying let it go, then they're going to let it go.
Okay,
well, I'm sure that aspect of it, we haven't heard word one from Chris Rock at this point.
Well, he declined to file the report.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not going to file a report as of now. So during the commercial break, which followed, Will was pulled aside and comforted by Denzel Washington, and Tyler Perry appeared to motion for him to brush it off. Smith's publicist continued speaking with him during the final commercial breaks of the Oscar broadcast, which were quickly inserted into the broadcast while producers were dealing with the panic behind the scenes. Backstage, the Academy told gathering journalists not to ask any of the Oscars president about the slap. But it was all that anybody was talking about, obviously, after the whole thing was done.
So all these people... So all these people are consoling...
reporter from India.
But all these people are consoling Will Smith. Hey, anybody say anything to Chris Rock? He was the one who was assaulted.
I know. And Casey, I was thinking about that too. That was probably just a de-escalation move. You know what I mean? Coming over, trying to calm everything down.
Yeah.
But yes, somebody should have gone to Chris Rock and said, "Are you okay, dude?" But he was.
They may have.
Yeah.
They may have after he walked backstage afterwards. You know what I mean? They may have people probably surrounding him as well.
He's live on stage. He has to complete the thing, which he did. He got a little thrown off and then recorrected, and they gave the award. But yeah. Again, there's a
I would have wanted to
up
punch
to
him
a
back.
substantial point in this. People are thinking, "Oh, they're doing a thing. They're doing a thing."
Totally.
Yeah.
Even this morning, I said to Nick, I'm like, is it real? And then when I saw him crying in his acceptance speech, then I'm like, okay, that was real.
A lot of people think it's a stunt, and I don't. I think that it was real. I think that the reaction, I mean, listen, these are actors, and I'm sure that there are plenty of conspiracy theories out there who think that, like, ratings are down, this will generate more. To me, it looked pretty damn real.
That's not worth it.
By the way,
it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Audibly yelling F
No.
twice, you can hear the crowd go,
No.
Right.
There are publicity stunts, and then there are things that it wouldn't be worth the risk.
This will look good for you, Will.
Right.
And also, the other thing is,
This will look good for
right,
you.
exactly.
it totally,
It's ridiculous.
totally overwhelms the win for the award, the thing that he was supposedly spurred on to do, which is to get the story of the Williams' father
story.
out. Right. This is a very important story. That has now just been put into a dustbin.
Oh, my God.
And people will not remember the win for that. They'll remember the slap.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
how can she slap?
Yes.
I do think, though, like I said earlier, a woman losing her hair. Like, I think, of course, everyone's like, yes, she has an autoimmune. This is terrible. But I think it's so much more devastating than people know and think. And not that, again, it does not give him an excuse to do that. But maybe he looked over at her and like just saw the hurt in her, and was like, I need to do something about it.
And then that comes with this discussion of defending the honor of your spouse and things like that, and where.
And that's fine. There's other ways to do it.
I know. I definitely know that. And trust me, I'm not defending the guy on this because I would never do this. But there are certain, because I don't think he was pushed all that far, but there are some people who have been pushed so far that they feel that they can't control their emotions, and then they cross the line. They cross the legal line. You know what I mean?
Now, there is a history of Chris Rock having gone after.
We have audio.
Okay.
In 2016, Chris Rock was hosting the Oscars, and he went after Jada and Will.
Oh, no.
Here's a clip of that. So here we go.
Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Oh, that's not an invitation I would turn down. But I understand. I'm not hating. I understand you're mad. Jada's mad. Her man, Will, was not nominated for concussion. I get it. Tell the truth. I get it. You get mad. Said it's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. Yeah, you're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West. Okay.
But I mean, that's
that's
what they
within
do.
the realm.
Yeah.
And then, as is pointed out, what kind of precedent does that set? Again, if I was, my initial reaction was, if you were that moved and it meant that much, you could simply have gotten up and keep a check on the physical aspect and go, put the mic. My wife has this condition.
Yeah.
Apologize to her right now.
Yeah.
And before you cold cock them, you know?
Yes.
Well, and then the three hosts of the show, they took a jab at them, which was kind of funny. And they seemed that Will Smith seemed to be okay with it, like, them being, have an open marriage and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, too, then was that like, okay, just put a smile on, and then there was another joke and it just got to be too much.
That's what I was thinking about, Kathy, is maybe he had just been sitting there just kind of gritting his teeth and smiling and going, if a couple of jabs were made at him already, that this one was the one
that went over the
that
top.
he wasn't having. But man, you gotta.
He could. Now, and the Preston, so the Academy is between a proverbial rock and a hard place because they instituted these very, very strict rules in light of the Me Too. And they have zero tolerance for any violence. Yeah. How do you then do this? How do you let this go?
Yeah.
I mean, they could rescind his award.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the other aspect of this, and this is not a condoning of violence at all, but there's a lesson to be learned. Like, okay, listen, there are going to be, you can say whatever you want, make whatever jokes you want. There might be some consequences for your actions, right? So
you know what? But as somebody pointed out, that's the kind of argument that's like an abusive husband might say.
I'm not saying that, but
I know you're not saying that.
There might have been, had there not been a slap, there might have been some big blowback. I mean, those are the risks that you take for going for it, right?
I mean, there are a couple of general assault. You broke the law, could lose the Oscar. Really was pardon the expression, a slap in the face to the Williams sisters and this movie that meant a lot to him. Overshadowed, I think. What's the story everyone's talking? Not the Coda win. This is it.
Yeah, right. I think also what we're trying to do this morning is understand what happened, right?
Yep.
So, I don't think anybody's condoning anything that Will Smith did.
Yeah, right.
Or even excusing the joke that Chris Rock made because it was hurtful, clearly, to Will Smith and to Jada Pinkett Smith. But there are those moments in life where you just see red and there is no reasoning going on in your brain whatsoever. And Will Smith was pushed over the edge last night, and that's how we reacted. It wasn't the right reaction, but I understand sometimes how people get to that point.
By the way, this is just me personally, and I have never liked when the host starts picking people out of the audience and cracking jokes about their personal life. I've always felt uncomfortable with that. There are other places you can go to, and to be honest, I'd rather let's get to business and get to the awards and so on. And I never really have, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. Billy Crystal and all these hosts have always kind of done that character assassination thing, and I just have never felt comfortable with that.
And
it's just me.
No, and I completely understand that. You can make sometimes it does people can insult the F out of me all they want because I make fun of celebrities. It's what I do, in this sort of environment that we're doing. But what I'm amazed at is that this happened relatively late in the show. Why you're going to bring Chris Rock out at that time to do essentially another monologue,
right?
When you've already had a whole bunch of them, and you're sort of wrapping things up. It really need not have ever occurred. Now that it has, I'm curious as to how Chris Rock is going to react.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting next couple of days.
Yeah.
I do know somebody who got taken out by a woman's husband. He was defending her honor, and it was a situation where this person was friends with both. The wife accidentally punched him in the face. And then he was pissed off. And so he was, calling her a bitch.
Yeah.
And the husband came over and took him out, you know?
You know when I'm kind of okay with that? Mm-hmm. When ample warning has been given a few times.
Ample warning.
When you've come over and said, okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that again. Stop this now. You have to understand. And it happens again and maybe one more time. Then I'm kind of okay with it.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
If someone were to be attacking my wife, like attacking her in a multitude of different ways, I would But I would do that first because I don't think my wife would be thrilled with me going badass crazy, and responding this way.
Kathy, I think you were telling me a story one time. It happened after a Mummers Parade on 2 Street, and a guy was drunk, and this young guy was going on, and this older guy's going, dude, you need to back off.
Oh, yeah.
You need to back off.
Yeah.
And he told him like 3 times. Kid came at him one more time. He's like, that's it.
You're done.
You have been warned many times now, and you have crossed the line.
Right.
So I can kind of see that. You know what I mean? And it's technically illegal. In fact, speaking of legal, let me go to a police officer. I have Mark who's on the line. Hey, Mark, good morning.
Good morning. How can he slap?
Yeah, how can she slap? All right, Mark. So I'd posed the question earlier: if an officer sees an assault take place and you de-escalate the situation, is there a legal ramification if the other person doesn't want to press charges?
There is. If it's a domestic-related partnership, then the victim has no say, and the police have to take action. In this case, it's not a domestic-related incident. It's one man slapping another. If a police officer sees it, if the victim doesn't want to testify in court, there is no victim. So no victim, no crime in that kind of a case. And can the officers cite him for a disorderly conduct charge in Pennsylvania? Absolutely. He created in one of the sections of disorderly conduct, he created a fighting situation.
So, Mark, what is the statute of limitations, basically, on Chris Rock's right to file a complaint if he deems it necessary?
In California, I don't know. In Pennsylvania, it could be upwards of 2 years, and it has a statute of limitations mark at 2 years. In a summary case, you're not going to see something like that happen more than maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It'd be less inclined for a police officer to take a report and file something for a small slight like that 2, 3, 4 weeks in.
I think what happens in this, the progression, if I'm going to ballpark this, Will Smith's going to do all sorts of mea culpas.
Yep.
I think Chris Rock, they may have a confab. Chris Rock I'm sure, I have to imagine he had no idea and is going to say, I had no idea. And I apologize for that. And they meet in the middle.
Yep.
But, I mean, really, the ball is in Will Smith's court. He's got to reach out and do this because he is the one who really effed up.
I follow Lou Schneider.
Mark.
He's a writer on everybody, or no, not everybody else. Goldberg's Thanks case. And he tweeted that the next step should be a buddy comedy with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And he is going to pitch that today to Hollywood.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, because who wouldn't go see that? And that's the name of it. How can she slap? Yeah. Hang on, I'm going to go to Kenny. Hey, Kenny, good morning.
Azada, a doo-doo, a baba, a goo-goo, a baba, a booba, a ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hi, Grandma.
Wow.
That's
pretty good.
I've never even attempted that. All right, Kenny, what's your chime in on this?
All right, so I got a couple of things. I watched the beginning interviews on the red carpet, and they gave Will and Jada both microphones, and she kept the microphone at her waist, straight face. She looked like some picture off a Egyptian pyramid somewhere. Just didn't even care to be there.
Very stoic.
Which is a little crazy, but also I think, no pun intended, I think it was a big slap in the face to comedy. He was picking fun. It was lighthearted, and I know coming from a bald guy, I've been balding since high school, so I've gotten my fair rash of crap for not having any hair and you blah blah baldy whatever. But it was so lighthearted. I thought it was a little over the top for that to happen.
Kenny, I thought I have been thinking, had no idea until this last night or this morning. I thought that was a fashion choice. I think she looks great that way.
Yeah.
I never understood because, and that was part of the deal. So that was, so that's why the joke. I didn't immediately go, oh my God, I can't believe he's saying this.
Hey, he could have made some raunchy jokes about some other stuff.
Right.
That would have hit just as hard, if not harder.
It wasn't even a good joke.
You can't compare.
It wasn't even a good joke.
I don't think you can compare.
Thanks, Kenny.
A man going bald to a woman going bald.
No,
there's not a comparison there, and I don't think it was a lighthearted joke. I think if it had been done fashionably, and she shaved her head, and that's what she chose, then the joke would have been okay.
It's not funny.
Right. So that is the deal. If it looks like that was her fashion choice to do that, and she's been rocking that look, and it's not even a good joke. But that said, Again, I have to believe he had no idea.
That he didn't know.
Marissa?
Yeah, I also want to defend the red carpet part. Like, I understand Jada was there and she wasn't, like, interested, but it's because the interviewer was talking to Will.
And it's Will's night.
It's Will's night. She's not there to be stealing his spotlight. She had this gorgeous dress on that was, like, being dragged down there, but it wasn't her.
Well,
she shouldn't even have had a microphone.
I think why she wouldn't be comfortable there, Marissa, at least to some level, is because she's the one that actually pretty much instituted the Oscars So White thing a while ago.
Yeah, that's true.
So she was the main proponent of that when that
Of
was
what?
Oscars So White, that campaign where they're not nominating enough black directors and black actors, and that was hashtag Oscars So White.
It was a hashtag a few years ago that they were kind of bringing, just calling out the Oscars for being, leaving out black actors.
Okay. Wow. Well, I am, I'm curious what the next steps are going to be, what the next statements are going to be from both camps.
Yeah.
Because Chris Rock hasn't said anything.
Oh, there are teams and teams of people right now just working on this.
Your publicists are going out of their minds trying to figure out the right spin on this.
Seriously?
Because he really, it's going to be hard again for the Academy to not say there needs to be some punitive damage here and do something.
Dude, I say they take it from him.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't get up and at that award show and assault someone else on stage and keep your award. You just can't. I'm.
How do
that
you?
was so far out of line. That was so far out of line. It's ridiculous. That show has a history of this character assassination thing that takes place regularly.
Right.
And as you sit in that chair, you got to be ready for it. And and clearly, I don't think it was a dig on people with alopecia.
Right.
I really don't believe that. And I think that if they're gonna have these code of conduct rules, that they're gonna have to enforce those rules.
Or else it's going to look like
Yeah.
complete hypocrisy.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is not something Hollywood is known for.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Was there any other history between those two guys, between Chris Rock and Will Smith?
That's what I was wondering too. Other than the clip we played from 2016 with them, and I don't even remember that. Marissa brought that up to me this morning. I don't remember that at all.
But they have to have some sort of relationship, right?
At some point or another.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both in the higher end of
they're big ticket items.
Performers, So a lot of these people do meet from time to time at one time or another. But I don't know, man. It's just it was just so bizarre to see that happen.
Logan on the phone is bringing up a point that I've heard a couple people mention. Yeah.
Hi, Logan. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, Gadzooks, guys.
Gadzooks, what's up, buddy?
So basically, I think it's his breaking point. I think we got to look at this from a mental health perspective. Everything that's been going on with him, and he finally broke down. Like, at first he was laughing, and then I think it hit him like a brick wall, and he just got rage going through him. I don't think we've ever seen that side of Will Smith before.
So you think that there have been some things in his life going on one after another, and eventually this is the low point.
I think, Logan, you're on to something, because there have been reports of him, midlife or whatever stage he would classify it at, coming to terms with certain things, even about dealing with the open marriage. He did table talk with his own wife, book show that she and he.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
There, and he's like, well, also, things with other people too. It's like, Will, we're seeing live action.
Right.
It's crazy, honestly.
All right.
Well,
Thanks,
it is.
man.
Listen, if you are going through it's to that's it.
Wear a tuxedo.
Wear a tuxedo. No, it's important to address it in the